I feel funny in saying that I am a guy about to share my story about a date that basically went wrong. Oh, so very wrong. I am from the UK, so classical dates would be to go for a meal, or do something fun like bowling or play some pool. Or at least I choose pool, as I just love that. But let's take it back a few steps right now. I met Sandy on Tinder. Yes, that was her name. No, she was not Sandy in any way, and yes, sadly, on Tinder. I do not really find much luck being on it. But before I was about to give up for good, this ray of sunshine known as Sandy came into my life, and was nice to start off. We talked about things we liked, and things we want to do in the future. It was within days that we exchanged numbers and planned to meet up at the end of the week for a few drinks. Very casual. Not a big drinker, but I went along with it. To when we met up in town, things were lovely. Sandy was beautiful and exceedingly kind. All the things I liked and looked for in someone to be with. We took a seat in a local pub, and nothing was wrong. So, you may be asking why nothing is happening right now. But, bear with me, because it is from this point that things take a turn for the worse. It is time to bring this back to where we started the story from. Pool. We played pool together after the pub, and it was nice. We both had a laugh, and I totally let her beat me every time. So now it is time to kind of speed things up, because we ended up getting together and spent a lot of time together, which was nice. But came with normal difficulties relationships face when together every single day. So, it was a Sunday morning when I found myself waking up first thing to spot her nosing through my drawers and through diaries I had previously written through. She had noticed me. So I closed my eyes and let it slide, pretending like I had no idea. But I noticed over the coming days that she was going to continue doing this, searching and spying on things I was doing. I must clarify I would never cheat on anybody, and everything I have is always out in the open, as I have nothing to hide. 2 weeks had passed, and I was now at the point where my patience was coming to an end. I mentioned all the stuff I had witnessed, and she was quick to deny it. But I asked for a break to think things through. I was half expecting an argument of some kind, but nothing. She just smiled and agreed, and then left. Well, that was easy. But things are never too easy, are they? Or, the better saying, if it is too good to be true, then it probably is. On that very same night, I woke up to a few odd sounds I was not familiar with. I must now take the time to say I live in a house, on my own, no pets, and the neighbourhood I live is actually quite nice. And by nice, I mean my neighbours are truly lovely people. Mostly old, but lovely. So, any sounds that was new always woke me up, and I was a terribly light sleeper. These noises, they were like knocks. But when I woke up and sat in bed, the noises stopped. And that was it for the first night. I wish I could end the story here, but psychos do not know when to call it a day. Now, let's fast forward 3 days, and settle in for the night once more. And with you guys, of course, listening in, and me getting into my bed, ready for what I thought to be another peaceful night. Things started off wonderfully. There were no noises, and it was utter bliss. I was sleeping like a baby, if not a bit too hot due to the humidity. Thankfully, it was also a pretty happy night for me, as it was a stormy night too. I loved hearing the sounds of thunder and the flashes of lightning outside. If it not for work and other commitments, I would be sat up like a kid staring out the window in awe of Mother Nature. How I wish I had done that. Because come around 1 AM I heard a noise I presumed to be thunder. It was loud. Loud enough that I had jumped up in bed. I gave my eyes a rub, and then covered my face with my hands to really emphasize just how tired I really was. But with a few lightning flashes, I noticed something through the gap of my hands, Someone was standing by my bedroom door. It was next to my window, so whoever it was, lit up like a Christmas tree. And yes, this all happened in a matter of seconds. I made it all look so natural. Well, that was until I saw someone standing at my bedroom door. I flung my head out of my hands and looked at this figure, now standing back in darkness. For a few minutes, and yes, literally a few minutes, I never said anything and neither did they. What made it worse was that I had no idea who it was. Then, lightning flashed down once more, and that is when I saw my ex, standing at the bedroom door with a gun in her hand. Whoa, hey, what are you doing here? Are you okay? I had no idea what I could say at this point. You ruined my life. I was looking out for you. For us. She starts to walk towards me. I loved you so much, and now you must go too. I never have had a gun pointed at me before, but in that moment, I was certain I was going to die. I even said the quickest prayer of my life before I closed my eyes, frightened beyond belief, and waited for what I heard to be a click of the trigger being pulled. But nothing came out. I opened my eyes and saw she clicked the gun a few more times before realizing something is majorly wrong. I rushed out of bed and dropped her to the ground pretty quickly. I was on top of her, ripping the gun from her hand and chucking it to the other end of the room. I am a lot stronger than her, so there was no way she was going to get out of this. I reached over and grabbed my phone before I called the police and waited until they arrived. They quickly chucked her in handcuffs and wrapped up the gun for evidence. I told them I chucked the gun to one side so my prints would be on it somewhere. But they understood. I believe they ended up sending her to a mental health institution, and that is where she is to this day, as far as I'm aware. This happened just over a year ago, so let us hope I do not get any more late night visits, and if I do, I will be sure to update you all.